Welcome to the deep dive. We love to take these deep dives, and today we're going on a journey into Jain mantras.
Oh, yeah.
Whole collection of these sacred sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it'd be really cool to kind of see what we can learn about this tradition.
Right.
Its core values and, who knows, maybe we'll find some things that resonate with us too.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it all, diving into these different spiritual traditions. I think we find a lot more common ground than we expect. And Jainism in particular offers some really fascinating insights into ethical living, self-awareness, and connecting to something bigger than ourselves.
I love that. So before we get lost in the mystical vibrations,
Sure.
can you give me the elevator pitch?
Okay.
Imagine I've never even heard of Jainism. What is it?
Okay, so imagine a philosophy where harming even a tiny insect
Okay.
is considered as serious as harming another person.
Wow.
That's the heart of Jainism, this tradition that puts nonviolence or ahimsa at the very center of its worldview.
I see.
But it's not just about outward actions. There's also a deep emphasis on inner purification, self-discipline, and ultimately achieving liberation, which is called moksha.
So living the harmony with all beings, but also cultivating inner peace and freedom.
Exactly.
I love that.
And that's where these mantras come in.
Okay.
They're not just prayers or chants. They're considered powerful tools for transforming consciousness and connecting to a higher power.
So we were looking through this book of Jain mantras.
Right.
And there's this one ritual that really grabbed my attention.
Okay.
It's called the Namaskar mantra and the 6 directions.
Yes.
It's like a scene from a movie. You face each direction and call on different powers.
Uh-huh.
You even invoke powers from below for secrets of the earth.
Right.
What's the thinking behind that?
It's really fascinating how this reflects the Jain understanding of the cosmos.
Okay.
They believe in this very intricate web of interconnectedness, where all directions, north, south, east, west, above and below, represent different facets of existence.
Okay.
So by invoking powers from all these directions, you're symbolically aligning yourself with the entire universe.
So it's not just about asking for help from above.
Right.
But also acknowledging the energy and wisdom that exists all around us.
Yes.
Even beneath our feet.
Precisely. And it's a powerful reminder that we're part of something much larger than ourselves.
I love that. But it's not all cosmic forces.
No.
This book also has mantras for more down-to-earth stuff.
Yes.
Like navigating daily life and personal growth.
Absolutely. Jainism is very much a practical philosophy focused on applying these principles to everyday life.
So for example,
There's the Shamappana Sutra,
okay,
which is about forgiveness. But it goes beyond just saying, I forgive you. It's about actively dissolving enmity and cultivating a sense of universal friendship.
Okay.
And the text itself is so simple but profound. I grant forgiveness to all living beings, and all living beings grant me forgiveness. My friendship is with all living beings. Enmity is totally non-existent.
That's beautiful.
It's like a declaration of peace, not just with others, but with the world itself.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is that the Jain perspective on forgiveness, it's not about condoning harmful actions.
Right.
But about releasing the negativity that arises from holding on to anger and resentment.
Exactly.
So it's about freeing yourself from those burdens.
It's an act of self-care, a way to cultivate inner peace.
And it ties back into that idea of liberation we were talking about.
Yes.
By letting go of those negative emotions, you create space for more positive qualities to emerge.
Exactly.
And there's another mantra.
And there's another mantra that speaks to this directly, the Shantanath mantra. It's all about attaining peace. Not through external circumstances, but through inner transformation.
I love that.
The world can be chaotic,
Sure,
but this mantra reminds you that you have the power to find stillness within no matter what's going on around you.
Because let's be honest, we can't always control what happens around us, but we can work on cultivating that inner peace.
Yes.
Speaking of self-reflection, there's this other mantra that caught my eye, the Prokriman Sutra. It's like a daily ritual of self-assessment and asking for forgiveness for any harm you may have caused.
Yeah.
Which is a powerful reminder to take responsibility for our actions.
What's fascinating about the Prokriman Sutra is that it goes beyond just acknowledging wrongdoing. It encourages you to examine your intentions and motivations.
I see.
It's about understanding the roots of your actions and making a conscious effort to align your behavior with your highest values.
It's like a daily reset, a chance to recalibrate and strive to be a better version of yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, now I have to ask about the language. It's all in Sanskrit, right?
It is.
Do I need a linguistics degree to understand these mantras?
No, you don't need a degree.
Okay.
While the mantras are in Sanskrit, the book provides translations and explanations.
Okay.
But there's something really fascinating about the sounds themselves.
Okay.
They use these things called seed syllables or B mantras,
Mm-hmm.
which are believed to hold very specific vibrations that can influence your energy and consciousness. You've probably heard of Om.
Of course, Om is like the universal mantra.
That's right. And in Jainism, Om is considered the primordial sound, the vibration from which the entire universe emanated.
Wow.
So when you chant Om, you're aligning yourself with that universal consciousness.
That's pretty powerful.
Think of it like tuning into the universal frequency.
Okay, I like that. What about some of the other seed syllables?
Sure.
Freem seems to pop up a lot.
Freem, think of that as a sonic magnet drawing in positive energy, creativity, and the power to make your desires a reality.
Okay.
It's like planting a seed of intention and using the sound to nurture its growth.
So each of these seed syllables is like a sonic code, carrying a specific vibration and energy.
Exactly. And when combined in specific ways, they create a powerful synergy that can transform your consciousness.
Powerful stuff. And there's one mantra dedicated to a goddess I find particularly interesting.
Okay.
Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge.
Yes.
It's called the Saraswati Mahamantra.
Uh-huh.
And we were looking at this one earlier. It's all about destroying ignorance and gaining wisdom,
Right.
which seem to be super important in Jainism.
Absolutely. Jainism places a huge emphasis on right knowledge, right faith, and right conduct. These are seen as the three jewels that lead to liberation.
Okay.
And the Saraswati Mahamantra beautifully encapsulates this idea using seed syllables like sham, sheem, and shum to invoke specific qualities.
So like a sonic cocktail of positive vibe.
You could say that.
I love it. This is making me want to try chanting some of these mantras.
You should.
But I'm also a little intimidated.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a right way to do it?
Well, the most important thing is to approach it with sincerity and focus.
Okay.
Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably and just allow yourself to be present with the sounds. The intention and the feeling behind the chanting are more important than perfect pronunciation.
So I don't need to worry about getting the pronunciation exactly right.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Just allow the sound to resonate within you. The process itself is part of the benefit.
Okay.
As you chat, you're creating these vibrations within your body and mind, and that can have a profound effect on your energy and well-being.
So it's not just the words themselves, it's about the energy, the intention, the whole experience.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the idea of mantras as tools for transformation. They're not just about asking for things or reciting prayers.
Right.
They're about actively engaging with your own consciousness and connecting to a higher power.
Speaking of powerful imagery, some of these mantras get pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like the Maniputta mantra talks about this deity who is black in color and has 4 arms.
Right.
That's a pretty wild picture.
The imagery in some of these mantras can be quite striking.
Yeah.
But remember, it's all symbolic. The colors, the forms, the attributes of these deities are meant to represent specific qualities or energies.
So in the Maniputta mantra, the 4 arms could symbolize?
They could symbolize the deity's power and ability to protect from all sides.
Okay.
The color black might represent the absorption of negativity or the transcendence of duality.
I see.
It's all open to interpretation. But the key is to look beyond the literal and delve into the deeper meaning.
Like deciphering a secret code.
In a way, it is.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that the meaning can unfold over time as you continue to chant and contemplate the mantra.
That reminds me of the Lord Paraspajan.
Yeah.
Which is full of imagery about serpents and chakras and awakening.
That one is particularly rich in symbolism. The 7-hooded serpent often represents the Kundalini energy.
Oh, wow.
The dormant spiritual power that resides within us.
Okay.
And the chakras are the energy centers in the body.
Right.
So the mantra is essentially invoking the awakening of this spiritual energy.
Wow, that's powerful stuff. I'm starting to see how these mantras aren't just about religion. They're about tapping into something much deeper within ourselves. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's one more thing I'm curious about.
Sure.
We've talked about personal growth and connecting to the cosmos and all these powerful concepts, but what about this idea of liberation?
Yeah.
That's like a big deal in Jainism, right?
It is.
How do these mantras help people achieve that?
That's a great question, and it takes us right to the heart of Jain philosophy. Remember those 3 jewels we talked about earlier, right knowledge, right faith, and right conduct? Well, liberation, or moksha, is seen as the culmination of those practices. It's the ultimate goal. And mantras play a key role in that journey.
But how Is it just about chanting the right words?
It's more than just words. Think of it as a transformation that happens within you as you engage with these sacred sounds. Mantras are tools for purifying the mind,
Okay.
cultivating positive qualities, and ultimately transcending the limitations of the ego.
So quieting the mind chatter, shedding those negative patterns, and connecting to like a higher state of awareness.
Exactly. By aligning yourself with these higher vibrations, you gradually loosen the grip of karma and move closer to liberation. It's a process of refinement.
That makes sense. It connects back to those seed syllables we talked about.
Right.
They're not just sounds, they're like energetic keys that unlock different levels of consciousness.
Precisely. And as you progress on your spiritual path, you gain access to more and more of these keys, allowing way to navigate the inner realms with greater clarity and wisdom.
And that ritual that we discussed earlier, the Anamakar mantra and the 6 directions,
Yes.
seems relevant here. It's like you're calling on all these different powers to support you on that journey toward liberation.
That ritual is such a beautiful illustration of the Jain worldview. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and aligning yourself with the entire cosmos. By invoking these powers, you're essentially inviting them to assist you in your pursuit of liberation.
It's like you're not alone on this path. You got a whole cosmic support system cheering you on.
Exactly. That sense of connection can be incredibly empowering. It reminds you that you're part of something much larger than yourself, and that there's a vast network of energy and guidance available to you.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We've gone from ancient Sanskrit to cosmic powers to the very nature of consciousness,
Right.
all through the lens of these mantras.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned so much, but I also feel like I'm just scratching the surface.
And that's the beauty of these mantras. They're like doorways to endless exploration. As you continue to engage with them, they'll reveal deeper and deeper layers of meaning.
I'm definitely inspired to keep exploring. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listener with something to ponder. We've talked about all these incredible benefits of mantra practice,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be a Jain to experience them, right?
Absolutely. The power of sound and intention is universal. Whether you're chanting a traditional mantra, repeating an affirmation, or simply focusing your mind on a specific goal, you're tapping into the same principles.
So even if you're not interested in adopting Jainism as a religion, the practices themselves, the chanting, the visualization, the focus on positive qualities can have a profound impact on your life.
Think about it this way. What if you could use sound and focused awareness to invite more peace, clarity, or purpose into your life? What intentions would you choose to focus on?
That's a powerful question to consider. It's like we've been given a whole new set of tools for personal growth and transformation. And that's something we can all benefit from no matter what our beliefs are.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe exploring these practices will spark a curiosity to learn even more about the rich and fascinating world of Jainism.
That's the beauty of a deep dive. You never know where it might lead you. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we hope you continue to explore the power of sound and intention in your own life. It's interesting, we were just talking about how these mantras aren't just for, like, devout Jains,
Right.
but they could be tools for anybody
Yeah.
who's seeking personal growth and transformation.
Absolutely.
It just makes me think about all the different ways that people use sound in their lives, music meditation,
Right.
even just listening to the sounds of nature.
It's true. We often underestimate the power of sound to influence our mood, our energy, even our physical well-being. Think about how a certain song can instantly transport you back to a specific memory or
Sure.
evoke a powerful emotion.
Yeah, it's like sound has this direct line to our subconscious.
Yes.
So in a way, we're all engaging with these sound vibrations all the time, whether we're conscious of it or not.
Exactly. And what these mantras offer is a more intentional and focused way to work with sound. It's like taking that natural human connection to sound and using it to cultivate specific qualities or states of being.
So instead of just passively listening to music, you're actively using sound to shape your inner world.
Yes.
It's like sonic sculpting.
I love that analogy. And just like a sculptor uses different tools to shape their creation, you can use different mantras or seed syllables to work on different aspects of yourself.
I see.
Want to cultivate more peace and tranquility? There's a mantra for that. Need a boost of creativity and inspiration.
Yeah.
There's a mantra for that too.
It's like having a whole sonic toolkit for personal growth.
Exactly.
But let's be real. Some of these mantras can sound pretty intimidating.
Sure.
All those Sanskrit syllables and complex rhythms.
Right.
It can feel a bit overwhelming.
It's like learning a new language, but remember, it's a journey, not a race. Start with something simple, like chanting Om for a few minutes each day.
Okay.
As you get more comfortable, you can gradually explore other mantras and seed syllables.
And the book we've been looking at, provides translations and explanations.
Right.
So you're not just chanting random sounds, you actually understand the meaning behind them.
That's important because when you connect with the meaning, it adds another layer of depth and power to the practice.
Right.
It's like the difference between passively listening to a song and really understanding the lyrics and the story behind them.
And it goes back to that idea of intentionality. You're not just making noise. You're consciously directing your energy and attention towards a specific goal.
Precisely. And that's what makes this practice so transformative. It's about actively shaping your inner world through the power of sound and intention.
This has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've explored the history, the philosophy, and the practice of Jain mantras.
Yes.
We've learned about seed syllables and cosmic powers and the journey towards liberation. It's amazing how much wisdom and insight can be found in these ancient sounds.
It's been a joy to explore these concepts with you, and I hope our listener feels inspired to continue this journey on their own.
Me too. So, dear listener, we'll leave you with this final thought. What if you could use the power of sound and intention to create positive change in your life?
Good question.
What qualities would you like to cultivate? What goals would you like to achieve? We encourage you to explore the world of mantras and discover the transformative potential that lies within you. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.